Alright everyone, Epic Slayers here, welcome back. On Tuesday, Massive revealed more information on what's coming with Year 6. Now this wasn't the longest showcase, but it was followed up with a news article on the Ubisoft website detailing everything for Year 6 and the year ahead. Let's just say the community backlash is probably like nothing I've seen in The Division 2 for ever, certainly for some time, as Massive revealed more details about Seasons 2.0. And that's really what I wanted to focus on in today's video. So get your typing fingers ready, head down to the comments for my take on Seasons 2.0. I think it's best we start with going over what Massive revealed about Seasons 2.0. Here's what Massive had to say in the Ubisoft article. Seasons were introduced to The Division 2 in March 2020 with the release of Warlords of New York. They've become a key aspect of the endgame, yielding positive results that have strengthened player engagement. However, after 4 years, this model has reached its limit. We have gained valuable insights into what works and what doesn't, and with each new season, it has become a bit harder to bring novelty and surprises. To prepare for the game's future, we need to re-evaluate our seasonal model, update it, and equip ourselves with the right tools to make each season truly unique. Seasons 2.0 will offer an exciting mix of new gameplay elements, new story, and rewards, all presented in a fresh way that allows for greater creativity and surprise. At the core of this new model is a major shift, the introduction of seasonal characters. By focusing the season experience on new characters exclusively, we can create something unique each season with much more control over general balance and player experience, without being constrained by the legacy of each individual existing character. Each season is meant to be experienced from level 1, featuring a fully revamped and accelerated progression designed to swiftly guide players to the endgame while gradually introducing all game mechanics to prepare them for level 40. Seasons will offer a flexible structure allowing players to progress in many ways, but also provide clear guidance with a series of objectives and projects to accompany players through their progression journey. To create and maintain an ever-fresh experience, each season will introduce a new set of gameplay modifiers, enabling new playstyles and challenges that will require a re-evaluation of established strategies and builds. At the end of each season, all your hard-earned XP and rewards will be transferred to your main characters, while seasonal characters will be added to your roster. Right, so where do we start? I don't really know, but what I want to do firstly is just kind of get this part out of the way. You probably noticed that I emphasised the word exclusively when I said by focusing the season experience on new characters exclusively. And that's because I've seen plenty of comments from players asking if they can use their current main character, the level 40 character, with the seasonal content when Seasons 2.0 goes live in October. The short answer is no. In terms of the story and the seasonal progression of the story, you are going to need to create a new character starting from level 1 with each new season. Massive have subsequently said that you will be able to play the final climax mission with your current main character. I suspect you are going to need to complete the climax mission with your seasonal character first before that becomes available to your main character, but this has not yet been confirmed. It's also not been confirmed whether any progress made within that season on your main character goes towards the seasonal pass, or whether again that is something that's tied to the seasonal character. So there's still very much questions about how this is all going to work. With that said, let's talk about the big development here, seasonal characters. This has created an uproar within this community. If you go to any post about the year ahead for Year 6, whether that be on Reddit, Twitter, wherever it is, what you're going to see is that most of the comments will be from players not happy with Seasons 2.0 coming in October this year, with most people saying that essentially they're not going to be playing the game any longer. Now, having sifted through the comments, I completely understand why players are not happy with this. The main issues I've seen really are that, your main character, most people have spent hundreds, thousands of hours perfecting their main character and getting stuff where exactly they want to be, and they want to use that character for all seasonal content. So with this new seasonal character coming in, your main character effectively becomes useless. And I can understand that. Also, at the end of each season, you have to start a new seasonal character. There's kind of no progression of that seasonal character. Now, Massive have confirmed there will be a 5th character slot, so that at the end of the season, when your seasonal character transfers all their stuff over to your main character, that seasonal character will become available as the 5th slot. But obviously the season after that you're going to have to delete one of those slots in order, unless they add a new slot, we don't know yet, but I would assume you're going to either have to delete a slot or they're going to add another one. But those seasonal characters very much become redundant. And the other comment I've seen a lot, actually, is this is not Diablo 4, and this is why we stopped playing Diablo 4. Right, so for my take, get ready to hit that dislike button, because I'm kind of on the fence about this. I'll have to admit, I've never actually played a game before with seasonal characters. This major change will be a fresh experience for me, so I do not think it's important for me, I do think it's important for me to reserve judgment until I've actually tried it out. There's no doubt I have the same concerns as so many of you, having poured tons of time into my main character, so the thought of not being able to use that main character for seasonal content doesn't feel right. With that said, my favourite part of the Division 1, my favourite part of the Division 2 was the level 1 to 40 experience. With the Division 1, I must have went back through the level 1 to 40 experience tons of times. I've not done it so much with the Division 2 just because I preferred the Division 1 in terms of its level 1 to 40 experience. In fact, I would say that most games where you kind of level a character up, I enjoy that more than the actual endgame. And that might not be the norm, that might not be what most people enjoy, but that's actually what I really enjoy. And it's probably why I really love survival. You know, starting with nothing and getting gear and all that sort of stuff is probably why I enjoyed Descent when it first came out. Because it's a similar kind of premise. So the thought of having a new character every season, starting at level 1, with accelerated progression, sounds, on paper, it kind of exciting for me. In reality, you know, I might hate it, but I will have to experience it first before I can truly give you my take on this major change. Now, for you guys, I've already experienced this in other games. The most dominant comment was referring to Diablo 4. It appears that this is a very much not a good change, and I do hope you're wrong, of course. I do hope this works, because the seasonal model run its course a long time ago, and I've been waiting for a significant change to get me back into the Division 2. Will this do that? Well, I'm going to have to try it out and see what it's all about. I think we have to wait until October. We have to wait to get our hands on Season 2.0 and see how it feels. Now, I appreciate some of you are not going to even try the seasonal character out, which I truly understand, truly respect. I do think it would be better for Massive to have given players the option. If you want a tailored experience with a seasonal character, then go ahead. But if you prefer to use your existing main character, then that's fine too. Unfortunately, even with all the backlash, I think Seasons 2.0 and the seasonal character is set in stone, at least for Season 2, when it drops. If this is poorly received, do Massive have the resources and manpower to make amendments for Season 3? I guess we're going to have to wait and see. All in all, I'm going to reserve judgment until we know more, and I've got to experience this for myself. If this does land poorly, players are just not going to play the Division 2 anymore. I mean, it's quite obvious from the comments, the amount of comments as well, under all these posts. Players are just going to drop out, and that's just going to be a disaster. You know, lastly, I do hope the Division 2 hasn't become some kind of testing bed for the Division 3. And Manhunt 2.0, Seasons 2.0, and any other 2.0s that we have going forward are Massive just testing things out. This community deserves better than that. That's it today, guys. Appreciate you sticking with me all the way to the end here. And until the next one, Epic out.